Let me know. Can y'all hear now? Can y'all hear now? Put a one. Somebody type it. You can hear now. Oh, let's go. You can hear? Hey, Shalom. Y'all about to Y'all Shamar the thumb by Shim Y'all Shy. Chris Cap Gadolhar holding it down. Let's get it. Clap it up. Fresh off the Passover, fresh from Florida. You know what I'm saying? Had an excellent time, a beautiful time. Seeing all the brothers and sisters from all over the country. Let's get into it, right? Got any questions before we start? You got a question, Knock? No sweat. You got a question, Knock? No sweat. Let's go. What, you got some wine right there? Hey, we got unleavened bread here? I forgot to bring some unleavened bread. All right, no sweat. Y'all had some today? All right, cool. Any questions online? Just type in your questions on the in the chat, and I'll answer your questions. All right. Go ahead. Unleavened bread? Nah, forever. I'm good. Anyone else that needs some unleavened bread when they get here, all right? No sweat. You got it? Uh-huh. My question was in 1 Corinthians, not 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. Everybody go there. If you could come up, just come up so that everybody can hear you online. We got the mic right? It's all right. Just read it loud for me. Not on concert. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 27. Go ahead. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Mm-hmm. Lest, oh no, that's not the one. I already got a breakdown on this. Good to go? Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Good. All right. No sweat. There's a couple questions. Let me see. For the topic is the how you discern a righteous woman from a wicked woman, right? We'll go into that. We'll go into a couple of stories in the Bible. Mainly, let's go to give me Judges, right? Give me Judges. Give me the start of Samson's story, if you could. Give me Judges 13, chapter 13 and 1. Judges 13 and 1. Let me know when you got it out. Go ahead, read it for me.
The book of Judges, chapter 13, verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years.
Right. Anybody know who the Philistines are? Anybody know? Philistines were the Africans. These are Africans. One of our main enemies in the Bible. This would Goliath was a Philistine, a tall, big, ugly African. Y'all understand, right? So we would be under these Africans because of our sins against the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And there was a certain man of Zerah of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah.
His name was what?
Manoah.
God, that's his father's name. I'll take it.
And his wife was barren and bare not.
Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren and bearest not. Thou shalt not conceive and bear a son.
Mm-hmm.
Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head.
Go ahead.
For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb.
Right, a Nazarite. Anybody know what a Nazarite is? You got a Bible dictionary? You don't got your bag? Okay, no sweat. A Nazarite is someone who takes a vow, right? Someone who cannot drink, cut their hair, anything like that, all right? We'll get into Nazarite in a second. You can look it up too. This is what Samson was. Samson had to be a Nazarite. Samson was a Danite. Anybody know what tribe that is?
tribe it is?
Yeah, okay.
Nah, so I don't.
Today would be like a Manasseh.
All right. Nah.
You know what I mean? There's a scripture that says, and Dan shall leap from Bashem. You know what I mean? Dan would be like basically assimilated into Manasseh. Dan lost his inheritance because they had not as many sons. You understand? That's what Samson was, a Danite. You understand? A lot of people like to say he was a Puerto Rican or something. No, he was a Danite. All right, go ahead.
And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
Right, this cat was going to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Go ahead.
Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God.
No sweat. It'll be good to go. Give me 14 and 1.
The book of Judges, chapter 14, verse 1. And Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines.
Go ahead. Daughter of the who?
Of the Philistines. Right.
So now we not only are going to get into how to pick a woman. This was interracial marriage according to the Bible, which the God of the Most High God forbids us to do. You understand? So he went down, and this was Samson's problem. And of course, if you know the Bible, Samson dealt with Delilah, right? And Delilah was the woman that is the reason why he died. That's true. She is one of the reasons, but he did this numerous times. You understand? He dealt with heathen women numerous times, loved them, married them, you know what I mean, had sex with them, and the Lord pardoned him until he did it the last time. You understand? So this is it wasn't his first time he did this. This is like his third or fourth time, according to the Bible. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines.
A daughter of the who?
A daughter of the Philistines.
Right, so now hold that right there, right? If you can give me Deuteronomy 7 and 1. So we're going to pull in the scriptures where the Lord said you should not go into or marry these women. You understand? We're going to pull it in the Bible. The Bible clearly says you cannot have sex with women outside your race. We're going to pull this where he literally talked about the Africans in specific, right? And we can pull any race that you wanted. We can pull it as well. Edomites, which are white people, Ammonites, or the Japanese, Moabites, or the Chinese. We can pull anyone, right? Go ahead, read it for me. Deuteronomy 7 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Go ahead.
And had cast out many nations before thee.
He cast out these nations before us. Go ahead.
The
Hittites, one African nation. Go ahead.
And the Girgashites.
The Girgashites, some more Africans. Go ahead.
And the Amorites.
And the Amorites. Go ahead.
And the Canaanites.
And the Canaanites. Go ahead.
And the Perizzites.
The Perizzites. Go ahead.
And the Hivites.
And the Hivites. These are all Africans. Go ahead.
And the Jebusites.
And the Jebusites. Go ahead.
7 nations greater and mightier than thou. Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
Keep going.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
You shall make no what?
No covenant with them.
Go ahead.
Nor show mercy unto them.
No show mercy unto them. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them. That's the part you needed, right? Neither shall you make marriages with them. Y'all understand? So the Lord put this in his law that we should not make marriages with them. So what is Samson going to do? He's going to find an African, a Hamite, a heathen, and he's going to marry her. Right? Is that it on that? Keep reading.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Go ahead.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Y'all understand, right? So now take me back. So now let me give you a brief history. Let me say this plainly as well. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians cannot marry outside their race. You understand, right? You can only marry someone in your race. When I say in your race, Israel is one race. Having different tribes doesn't mean you're a different race. You understand, right? We are all the same race, and we're just different tribes. We might look a little different because America says so, but America treats us the same. You understand? So blacks, Hispanics, if you're a brother and you want a Hispanic sister, you can marry her. If you're a Hispanic brother, you can marry a Judite sister. And all the other tribes, you can have sex. You can stay with your own tribe. You understand? You can do all these things, right? You just can't sleep outside your nation, right? So now, Samson is going to completely disregard that, right? Read where you at. And we're going to go over sex, and we're going to go over the story of why the Lord flooded the nation, the earth. We're going to go into that as well. All right, we're going to go here shortly, and then we'll jump back. All right, go ahead.
And he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath.
And where?
In Timnath.
Go ahead.
Of the daughters of the Philistines.
The daughter of the who?
The daughters of the Philistines.
The daughter of the Philistines, right? Go ahead.
Now therefore, get her for me to wife.
Mm-hmm.
Then his father and his mother said unto him.
This is important, right? And you got to be a parent like this, right? Of course, we grow up in a society where you can marry who you want, have sex with whatever you want, right? But as a parent, you got to have to teach your children not to do so. Keep going.
Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren?
Daughters of who?
The daughters of thy brethren.
You understand, right? You don't got to say Salaki. When I say who, I'm just making you repeat what you just said, all right? Y'all understand, right? So he's saying, can't you sleep with someone in your own family, in your own race? Why do you have to go outside your race to sleep with somebody? What's wrong? You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? Don't you know the Lord is against that? Go ahead.
Or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistine?
Mm-hmm.
And Samson said unto his father,
You hear them, right? Are you going to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines, our enemies, aka your ops, right? That's what people say in the world, right? Your ops, right? Suckers, right? That's what you want to say. You want to go to your enemies and get you a woman, right? So now, this is what the brother's problem was. He couldn't stop sleeping with women outside his. He couldn't sleep with women inside his race. He had to go get someone outside his race, and that's a demon. You understand, right? It's a demon to want someone who is not of your own. You get what I mean? You can't sleep with her, and it's the same thing. It's the same reason why Adam had to get put in the trance. Y'all understand that? Let's go to Adam's story real quick in Genesis, and give me Genesis the 3rd chapter, verse 7. Right? Let's get Genesis 33 and 7. We're not going to go the whole story with the brother, right? With Samson dealt with that woman. He dealt with another heathen woman, and he dealt with another heathen woman. Then he met Delilah. And Delilah was the reason why he died, because he told that heathen where his strength lied in. And she used that against him, and his enemies came and got him. Of course, the Lord showed him mercy at the end because he was able to kill all his enemies before he died. Y'all understand? But the reason being, the reason why he was in that problem is because he chose the wrong woman. He sinned against God, first of all, by doing an interracial marriage. You cannot do that, right? And the Lord killed him because of it. And he had all the physical strength in the world. It's good to be physically strong. You can go to the gym. The Lord said this, what? He said, bodily exercise profited little. You know what I'm saying? But spiritual exercise profited greatly. I'm paraphrasing loosely, of course. So you should go get in that gym and try to get as strong as you can. But if you're spiritually weak, that all the muscles don't matter. You understand? That's what the brother was. He was strong as hell physically, but weak as hell spiritually. You understand? Go ahead, Up.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 7.
Let me hear it.
And the eyes of them both were open.
Okay, hold on. Go 3 and 1. I need to go where he put Adam to sleep and all that. All right, you know where it's at, Oscar? He put Adam to sleep, so he can put him in it, so he can take his rib. Right? When I say take his rib, I'm gonna break that down in a second. It should be 3 and 1, maybe 2 and 7. Quickly get that. You see 2 and 7? What 2 and 7 say? Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Genesis 2 and 22.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 22.
Go ahead.
And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman.
Give me 2 and 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 18.
So now I'm gonna break it down for you. Right? Let me hear it, Salaki.
And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone.
Go ahead.
I will make him an helpmeet him.
He'll make the Lord said he was going to give Adam a help me. Go ahead.
And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field.
And out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field. Keep going.
And every fowl of the earth.
Keep
every
going.
Fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the earth.
Keep going.
And to every beast of the field.
Keep going.
But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. So
now let me explain something to you. All right, I'm gonna break this down. So a lot of reasons why things fail in life, especially in marriages, is because you picked the woman. And sometimes you're not the best chooser of women. You understand? Sometimes it's better when someone else can choose a woman for you. That's why women would always bring a man to their father. You understand? So it's in our tradition that the father, that the daughter brings that man that she's interested in to the father, or the brother who's interested in the daughter will go to the father first. You understand? Just to see if this father says, you know what, this is a good brother for my daughter, and this is a brother I want my daughter to be under. You understand? But because of our destroyed lives in America, who chooses our women? Ourselves, right? Because there is no father to go to. You get what I'm saying? There's no father for you to go to. There's no reason why you should meet the father, because you just, sex is casual in this place, and that's why you got a destroyed Black and Hispanic families. But now, traditionally, you will go to the father. So what did the Lord do? The Lord chose Adam's wife for him. You understand? That's what he did. He put Adam in a deep sleep and took one of his ribs and made her his wife. And what do I mean by took one of his ribs? He did not literally go into his physical body and take a rib out his body and formed it to a woman, which he could do because he's God, right? He took a family member from Adam's family, namely his first cousin, and made her his wife. Why was it his cousin? Because at the time, our nation was so small that you only had to deal with your family. Not a sister, that would be a sin, a cousin. Can you sleep with your cousin today? You could, but if you do, you're gross. You understand? You shouldn't sleep with your cousin today because our family is way too damn big for you to go to your family reunion and sleep with your cousin. It's lawful, but it's not expedient. Y'all understand, right? So now, let me get 1 Samuel 5:1 thought to prove what I just said about the Lord taking a family member. All right. 1 Samuel 5:1 in the Apocrypha. I mean, it's like in the Bible. Quickly, let's go.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 5 verse 1.
Hey, it might be something in that ice, Salaki. That little Joe. You want to just check it? I'm going to just pour it right here. We'll pour it out later. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 5 verse 1.
No, that's good. I poured it out.
Took the ark of God and brought it from Ebenezer.
Is this 1 Samuel? Give me 2 Samuel 5:1. 2 Samuel 5:1. Like I said, if y'all got any questions on this topic, we're talking about sex, we're talking about interracial marriage, we're talking about choosing a woman, all right? How to choose a woman, right? Let's go.
The book of 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron.
You understand that all the tribes of Israel came to David under Hebron. That's a city in I want to say Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
We are thy what?
We are thy bone and thy flesh.
We are thy bone and thy flesh. Meaning what? Young man? Yeah, kind of their family. Y'all understand? And that's the same bone and flesh and rib that the Lord gave Adam. You understand? Which was his family member. What trance did he have to put him under? The trance was don't knock the Christianity off it, right? Let's imagine you got a whole bunch of wine in you. And you get, nice and right, good and buzzed, maybe even faded, maybe even so drunk you damn near black out. You wake up and you had sex with the woman next to you, and the Lord said, yeah, that's your woman now. Y'all understand? See how normal that is? That's what the Lord did. Because why did he have to do that to Adam? Because if he didn't, Adam probably wouldn't have had sex with that woman because he knew that was his cousin. And he would want to go get a heathen. Y'all understand? Ash.
Wanted to ask her, like, that's kind of like I heard about, it's like when brothers and sisters hook up, but they're not really serious, but they end up having a baby and they commit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they kind of fell into a trance because like they were just with it.
Yeah.
Be with them.
There's another story. If you can give me a story real quick of Jacob and Leah, right? Give me that story real quick. I'll find it for you. Jacob and Leah. Another brother got it. You got it, Commodore? I mean, you got it, that's Commodore. You got it, Crosses? He might be in the bathroom. I'm going to give you a story of an excellent father who did right by his daughter. Now, he might have did wrong by the brother, but the brother wasn't really losing. He just married 2 women. Let me get Genesis 29:17. Yep.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21. The book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 17. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
Listen, man, he had to go serve. Listen, we talking about sex and choosing a woman, right? Okay, so this is something that's unlawful today. Shalom. This is something that is unlawful today. Is it wrong for a brother or a sister to get a wife or a husband in the world? 1 second, since I answer your question. This is unlawful today. You cannot have sex with 2 women that are sisters. Y'all understand, right? But this happened. The Lord had this brother have sex with Leah and Rachel. Now, Leah, she wasn't that beautiful as Rachel. She was tender-eyed, meaning she wasn't, good to look upon like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But Jacob seen Rachel. Jacob said, damn, Rachel is bad. That's the one I want, right? So he said, man, hey, look it. And Laban is his actual uncle, right? It's his uncle. He tells Laban, he goes, man, I'll work for you 7 years and let me be her husband, right? Laban goes, no problem. Work for 7 years. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man.
Go ahead.
Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel.
He served 7 years for him. And I better say, damn, 7 years to get a wife? Everyone in this room would work 7 years for a woman. I'm trying to tell you right now. You're lying if you say you wouldn't. Go ahead.
And they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
You hear what he said, right? It's for him, them 7 years was like a few days. That's how much he loved this woman. That's how much he wanted to be with her. Go ahead.
And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife. For my days are fulfilled.
Go ahead.
I may go in unto her.
Go ahead.
And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him. And he went in unto her.
He went unto who?
Leah.
He went unto who?
That he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went in unto her.
He went unto who?
That he took Leah.
No, just say the name. He went into who?
Leah.
Yeah. He didn't have sex with Rachel. He went into Leah. Ooh-wee, right? So had a good night. They had a party and all that. And after, during a party, we just went to a party, right? Had a party for 4 days. We had a party, and after a party, he went back to the spot, and he laid down with her. He went to that tent, and he had sex with Leah, thinking it was Rachel. He thought it was Rachel. But Laban said, yeah, nah, it's my other daughter. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for an handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah.
It was who?
It was Leah.
Go ahead.
And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me?
He said, what is this thou hast done unto me? So I'm going to just break it down real fast. We move on. He was pissed. He was pissed that the Laban tricked him in that way. Laban told him, look, man, it's not our way to give the younger daughter before we give the older daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do that. I know I'm sorry about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't the right thing to do, but as a father, it was the right thing to do, and I apologize. But check this out. If you work for me another 7 years, I'll give you my other daughter as well. And the brother worked for him another 7 years, and he got both the women. And when he started, he didn't love Leah as much, all right? And then when he got to be with her, he started to love her because she can bear him children. and raise children. You understand? Rachel got so jealous of that because Rachel couldn't get pregnant for a while. She was barren. She was having problems. So he was loving Leah and giving all Leah the attention because she was having his babies. And then Rachel got blessed and had babies as well. So sometimes it's good that your father can choose a man for you. You know what I'm saying? Was it wrong? Absolutely, it was wrong for the brother to do that. It was unbrotherly that he tricked him in that way. But it was the right thing for the daughter. You understand? It was so right for him to do that to his daughter. He said, man, put the sin on me. That's on me. It's all good. I'll make sure both these sisters is married. And that's that. You understand? So that father did the right thing. You understand? So now let's go from there, right? Let's go to, let me see, 1 second. Am I holding anything up? Okay, and let's go to Genesis, right? Let's go. Why did the Lord flood the earth? We're talking about no, before we go to Genesis, let's go into what sex is, right? What sex is and all these things. And then of course we're going to go into how to choose a woman and the treachery of women, right? So let me get Genesis. Let me get Genesis 24 and 67. Let me hear it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
So what? Isaac took Rebekah into a tent and they became married. They became what? Husband and wife. More than the Bible says, man and woman. He went into that tent and had sex with her and he came out married. You understand, right? That's what the scripture just said. This had nothing to do with anything. What is sex according to what is marriage according to the Bible? Sex. Sex is what that makes the marriage complete. You understand? So let me answer this question real quick. And give me Deuteronomy 28. Give me that precept with Deuteronomy 22 and 28. The sister asked this question, which is a good question, and I answer it for everybody to understand, right? Is it wrong for a brother or a sister to get a wife or a husband in the world? No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong at all. You can definitely do that. This is the problem, though. When you're in the ISUPK and you represent the ISUPK, if you're a member of the ISUPK, if you want to marry someone in the world, you're gonna have to deal with things of the world. You understand, right? So that's where the issue comes. You know what I mean? If you were a sister and you can marry a brother in the world, Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? That is hell on hell on hell if you want to do that, especially if you're not married. You know what I mean? It's like, of course you're not married. If you're not married, you don't want to deal with a brother in the world. Now, is it a sin? It's not a sin, but there's so many brothers in here. You know what I'm saying? Why would you go against that? But now, if you wanted to, no problem. Now, if you were a brother and you want to marry a sister in the world, same thing. You're gonna have to deal with the things of the world. She's gonna celebrate birthdays. She's gonna celebrate Easter and Christmas and all these things. You're gonna have to, Lord willing, wean her off of it. Whatever you gotta do. But that's your problem. But the problem is you're my brother. So when you marry her, you make it our problem. You understand, right? And you don't want to make it our problem, but it's on you because we're tied to you. But it's your decision. I would get counsel. I would get counsel before I do anything. You understand, right? Solid. So now let's go to 24. You got 22. Deuteronomy 22 and 28. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28.
Uh-huh.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then a man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. Perfect.
You understand? That's how sex goes. That's how marriage is. Oh, also we go into the topic of divorce and as well. We're going to divorce and marriage and a little more on marriage. Give me in Tobit with the marriage license that people say and the fake Israelites say. You know what I'm talking about? When the fake Israelites say, "See, this is the instrument of covenant of I forget how they say it. Instrument of covenants that shows the marriage license, because if you don't have this marriage license, then that means you're not married, right? That's what them purple homosexuals say too, is right. They say if you don't have a marriage license, you're not actually married to that man. So just know that. And who gets marriage licenses? Raise your hand. Who gets marriage license? Go ahead. Christians. Go ahead. People in the world. Who else? Now, is it unlawful to get a marriage license? It's not unlawful to get a marriage license. Y'all understand that, right? not unlawful to get a marriage license. You just do not have to have a marriage license to be married according to God. And that's all that should matter. Who else gets marriage license though? The sister said the rich. Go ahead. That's the answer I was looking for. Homosexuals get marriage licenses. Y'all understand this, right? They have a marriage license. They have a domestic partnership. You understand? These things are true. So you're getting a marriage license for no reason. That's an agreement between you and America, not an agreement between you and God. That's why it's okay for you to get that marriage license, and it's okay for you to get a divorce papers. You understand, right? 50% of people that get married are getting divorced. I think it's more than that now. But to say you need a marriage license to be married according to God is a lie. Let's prove that to be wrong, right? We just read in the Bible where sex is marriage, right? In 2 verses, right? We went to Genesis and we went to Deuteronomy. So let's get this one in Toby. You got it? Go ahead.
The book of Tobit, chapter 7, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And call Edna his wife.
2 verses up.
The book of Tobit, chapter 7, verse 12. Raguel said, then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine, and the merciful God give you good success in all things.
Go ahead.
Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand.
He took her by the hand. Go ahead.
And gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father.
Take her after the law of who?
Of thy father.
No, take her after the law of who?
The law of Moses.
You understand, right? Go ahead.
And led her away to thy father, and he blessed him. And called Edna his wife, and took paper and did write an instrument of covenants and sealed it. Then they began to eat. After Raguel
Go ahead, I'll take it.
called his wife Edna, and said unto her sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither.
Tither.
Tither?
Yeah, tither.
And bring her in thither, which when she had done as he had bidden her, she brought her thither, and she wept, and she received the tears of her daughter, and said unto her, be of good comfort, my daughter. The Lord of heaven and earth give thee joy for this thy sorrow. Be of good comfort, my daughter.
Keep going. You read 14? Read 14 one more time.
And called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it.
Mm-hmm.
Then they began to eat.
What was the instruments of covenants that they sealed? Is that the marriage license, so-called marriage license? Hey, I'll put it on this chair over here if you could. Don't put it over there. Yeah, okay. What was the instruments? Anybody know? What was the agreement that was made between the father? Yeah, up here is fine. What was the agreement that was made between the father and that man? Go ahead. And what else? Go ahead, Malakma. Yeah, what was it? What was it? If he took the paper to write it down between him and him, what was that? That was the agreement of the dowry. Y'all understand? When he told him to bring that paper and so I could write these things down, this is the agreement of the dowry. That's what that father went to that man for, or that man went to that father for. This is what they agreed on that he will get instead of his daughter. You feel what I'm saying? So you want my daughter? No problem. I need 10 cows, I need 20 goats. You get what I'm saying? Need 2 bulls, 2 bullocks. You know what I mean? I need these things. These are things you're gonna give me for my daughter. The brother signs it, no problem. Set to go. Now let's eat. Let's party. You understand? This is not a marriage license between a priest and a country. Y'all understand? This is a marriage license between a father and a new son. Now, y'all get it, right? So now, let's go to divorce in the in the Bible, right? Give me Leviticus where the Lord, or when Moses said he suffered it. You know what I'm talking about? Man, how did my phone delete notes? How did it do that without me doing anything? That's crazy. I lost hella notes right now. You got it? Is that it? Christ is fine. Hold that one. I gotta be quicker on these precepts. Let's go. Y'all can't find it? Let me find it. 1 second. Divorce in the Old Testament. Y'all know you can Google this too, right? It'll pop up right in 1 second. You Deuteronomy 24 and 1 through 4. Did you say that? All right, let's read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
When a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanliness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out his house.
You understand that, right? And there was a time where Moses was dealing with so much. He was under so much pressure dealing with the nation of Israel that he allowed for a divorce to be given. You understand? He allowed it. He suffered it. He said, man, listen, man, y'all can't find favor in each other. Y'all keep fighting in the crib and all that. Let's get divorced. Keep going.
Verse 2. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife.
Uh-huh.
And if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled, for that is an abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for inheritance.
Con, what verse you at?
Verse 4, sir.
Y'all understand, right? So, boom. Now take me to the New Testament. So there was a time when what? They allowed divorce. Well, divorce was what it was. You get what I'm saying? And of course, Christian church ran with that. Catholic church ran with the divorce thing. Divorce is not allowed according to the Bible. You understand? So to answer the sister's question, if you're going to marry some brother in the world, you're going to have to be with that brother for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Maybe you believe you can fish him into the truth. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? But that's on you, right? Go ahead.
The book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 4.
Now, give me the one in Matthew. Might be Matthew 19 and 9 or something. Yeah, a lot of people like to get married to inherit wealth. A lot of rich white women, right? A lot of rich white women, a lot of whores. You know what I mean? They want to get married to a brother who's an athlete or whatever, or some type of entertainer to try to get his money.
The book of Matthew.
Go ahead. Yeah, Matthew.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And they say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? And he says unto them, Moses, because of your hard-headedness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives.
You understand that? He suffered it. He suffered it for you to put away your wives. Go ahead.
But from the beginning, it was not so.
But it was never supposed to be like that. You understand, right? It was never supposed to be like that. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery.
Committed what?
Adultery.
Go ahead.
And whosoever marrieth her which is put away, doth commit adultery.
You understand, right? You cannot do that. Go ahead.
So, like, I have a question. So, Moses took it upon himself to write a bill of divorce?
He did. He took it upon himself. He suffered it. That's what they said.
Did the Lord deal with him for that?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. He dealt with them. You know what I mean? Whatever the head of the nation says, he has to deal with it. You get what I mean? It was wrong for Moses to do that, but he did it. He allowed it. That's why the Lord said he suffered it. You get what I'm saying? But from the beginning, it was not so. Meaning what? In the law, it was not supposed to happen. Malakma.
Like you can't cut right to Christians because like this Christ saying divorces, because they try to say the law's done away with.
Yeah.
So why are they getting divorces? When Christ said that you can't do that.
Right, because they pick and choose what's right and what's wrong in their own mind. You get what I'm saying? There's people that believe what they want to believe in the Bible, not everything. That's what they call. That's why they're called unorthodox. We're orthodox. Orthodox meaning what? We believe in everything the Bible says, not just to some things, every single thing. There's nothing in the Bible we do not agree with, right? When people say, oh, you believe in a guy who gives people HIV and cancers and kills innocent babies and allows abortion. Yes, we do. You understand? You believe in a God who kills this many people with COVID. And yeah, absolutely. The Lord said he's terrible. You get what I'm saying? The terrible power. You know what I mean? The Lord said he's just and righteous. You know what I mean? All these things are correct. You know what I mean? The Lord also said he doesn't want to kill you, but he does it because you're evil. And there's judgment on both sides. You understand? So let's go to Genesis now, right? Let's go to Genesis, the 6th chapter. Let's talk about why the Lord flooded the earth. Remember, we're talking about what sex is according to the Bible. I lost all my notes, Salakia, but we'll go off the top of the head, right? We'll talk about sex, what sex is. At the end, we're going to talk about how to choose a woman. We're going to talk about the treachery of choosing the wrong woman at the end. But now we talked about interracial marriage, and we're going to go into why the Lord flooded the earth with interracial marriage in Genesis, right? Genesis, the 6th chapter. Let's go to when the sons of God dealt with the daughters of men. Start there.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Right. So you seen it was brothers sleeping with, let's say, some Middle Eastern women, right? People around that area were more like African, Middle Eastern, right? So, of course, they didn't have a nation name yet. They were just those people of a land, right? That's what they would call them, people of this land. So they seen them and had sex with them. You had sex with them and started to have babies. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men.
What does that mean when the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men? Go ahead.
Does that mean like it's gonna come a day where I'm gonna have to punish them?
I'll take that. What does it mean to strive with men? Perfect. Exactly. My spirit won't always be with them. Because if the spirit was always with them, they wouldn't have did that. You get what I'm saying? Is this the spirit of the Lord is on the men now in the UPK? It's on this school. You know what I mean? That's what it's striving. Go ahead.
So is it kind of like saying, like he's seen them messing up and said, yeah, they're not gonna always be in the spirit.
Yes, absolutely. He's seen them being human. You know what I mean? Remember, before he dealt with humans, he only had angels that did everything that he said. Angels aren't like men. You get what I'm saying? So when he dealt with humans, he's saying, oh, these humans are different. Like, of course, he created them, but it's like, oh, okay. We gave him a terrestrial body. You get what I'm saying? We didn't give him a celestial body. They don't have the same thing that I created from the beginning. So he said, yeah, my spirit can't always strive with men. You know what I mean? My spirit won't always be with these cats. You know what I mean? They're going to have to fight. You know what I mean? They don't know right from wrong, but they're going to have to fight for the spirit. You get what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 4. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man.
Go ahead.
For that he also is flesh.
He's also is what?
Is flesh.
You understand, right? That's why I said terrestrial. He's flesh. What is a celestial body? That is not flesh. That is spirit. You understand? Had a young man pass out unleavened bread. Y'all want some unleavened bread? Yeah, he pass it out. We got a napkin and shit, all right? Go ahead.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Uh-huh.
Verse 4. They were giants in the earth in those days.
Go ahead.
And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
What does it mean to be giants? Because remember, a lot of people say that, oh, they were giants, right? What does that mean? Christ, sir.
It's just a brother of high stature.
Right. Like exactly a man. That's why they said the man of renown, right? There's someone who's a giant. You know what I mean? You seen some giants at the Passover. You seen Commander Jayana? He's a fucking giant. You get what I'm saying? Jeremiah Hyman is a giant. These generals are giants. You get what I'm saying? Some of these captains, giants. You get what I mean? So you see cats like that. Those are giants. I'm sorry. They're giants. You get what I mean? They're a man with a great reputation. You get what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
You understand that, right? He had his imagination was in his mind was evil continually. He didn't like the fact that these brothers couldn't fight themselves, and they went to go sleep with women outside of their race and had babies with them, and these babies were praised like they were pure babies. He didn't like that. You understand? He didn't like that. He didn't want this baby to be loved by this black baby to be loved by other nations. He didn't want that. You get what I'm saying? So now he conjured up something that was totally correct in destroying the earth through a flood. You understand? Why did the Lord destroy the earth with a flood? Somebody raise their hand and tell me. Salaki, go ahead. Which is called? Fornication is correct. That's correct. Well, give me the other answer for it. What are we on topic? Go ahead. Not unlawful. Go ahead. Interracial marriage. You're both correct, right? Fornication is interracial marriage, like you said. But we wanted you to say interracial marriage. The Lord destroyed the earth with a flood. Excuse me. The Lord destroyed the earth with a flood because of people having sex outside their nation. You understand, right? You see how big sex is, according to the Bible. Sex ain't no small thing. Like how we make it a small thing because we had sex with somebody and nothing happened to us. We'd be like, okay, that's okay. We can have sex. But it became a thing of abundance, so big and so glaring to the Lord destroyed the place with a flood. Literally, after 80 years, Noah built a damn ark for 80 years, Zach. And then the Lord flooded the earth and only saved 8 souls. 8 souls. 8 people. You understand? With a whole bunch of animals. He took way more animals than he took people. You understand? Because of their sin of sleeping with someone outside their nation. It's so important of who you choose. A lot of brothers at the Passover trying to find a woman, look for a woman to find and choose. That's a good place to look. The problem is they all married. Huh? You can't go over there. But that's a good place where they should be. You know what I mean? Most of them came in single and then got married. You know what I'm saying? So that's excellent. You want to stay within your own. And then also, who are you going to if you want to sleep with a woman in here? You're going to a camp leader, and the general is going to approve it yes or no. You understand? And it's for who? Your safety. It's for you. It's for your protection. It's for someone can say, okay, solid. That's a solid couple. You know what I mean? Lord be with it. And what you want to do when you get in a marriage is you want your marriage to be blessed. You understand? You want the generals to bless your marriage so the Lord can be with you in your marriage. Now, sometimes the Lord ain't gonna bless your marriage. Sometimes you got to earn that blessing. You understand? You have to earn that blessing, but you want to go in with your marriage blessed. All right. So now we understand why the place was flooded, right? We understand that, right? So now let's get what type of woman not to pick, right? Let's get there. Let's get a woman not to pick, right? Let me get a priest. Let me get Proverbs 9:13. You got it?
No, I got a question.
Go ahead.
I think Captain Mark 5 posts like a precept in Ecclesiasticus, I believe that's the 36th chapter. And he was quoting them with David Pinker.
Let me hear it.
You know, so I'm trying to find it, but it was talking about how he, it's like, I'll just find it first, that way you can better,
Okay.
Read when you got it, sir.
Yep.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous.
What's clamorous? Somebody look up clamorous real quick. Real quick. All right. There's a if you're in the school, right? If you're in the ISUPK, you a man, especially like me, right? I know how to spot a whore in about like 2.3 seconds. You can spot a whore, right? A lot of y'all brothers, y'all can see a woman and you can see she's a whore just like that. You know what I mean? So how they walk, they talk, how they conduct themselves, how they carry themselves, you know that's a whore, right? And you know you should not do it. This whore is beautiful. This is a beautiful whore, though. So you start to thinking, well, maybe she could change. Maybe I can change her. You get what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be on them OnlyFans like, man, I can change her life, man. She need God. And the reason why God showed me this whore is because he want me to change her. No, that's not why. And you shouldn't be on OnlyFans. Y'all understand? I shouldn't be on any of them damn things trying to find a woman, right? Because finding a woman, the scriptures say what? He that findeth a woman findeth a good thing. You get what I'm saying? He didn't say he that findeth a bitch. You understand, right?
Right.
Because you could find you a bitch. And when you find you a bitch, you're going to end up with a bitch. You get what I'm saying? So you want to find you a woman. Women and bitches ain't the same thing. They can change. The women, some women become bitches sometimes in a spirit. You know what I mean? You got to correct it. But you got to be able to look at it and find it and see it and correct it, right? You got to be able to check out a woman and see, okay, this is a woman I need to be with. Who got clamorous? Read it from a young man.
The Merriam-Webster definition of clamorous, marked by confused din or outcry.
Say it again.
Marked by confused din or outcry.
Go ahead. Marked with confused din
Come on.
or outcry. Go ahead.
Noisily incessant.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Noisily incessant. Very loud. You know what I'm saying? A very loud, goofy, shameless woman, right? Read it from the top.
Proverbs 9 and 13.
Uh-huh.
A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing.
She is simple and knoweth nothing. You know what a good woman to find is? Hey, somebody know. So give me the number one thing you should look for in a woman. Go ahead, young man. Intelligence. That's cool. Yeah, that's good. Hillary Clinton is a genius. Go ahead.
For her to be submissive.
Okay, you can't really find that. Like you can maybe being around someone for a little bit, you might find some how you say it? Submissiveness. Go ahead. I like mine. Quiet is good. That's the number one to me. What is this coming? Kraza? What is this right here? I can't even say submissiveness. Whatever the hell the word is. Nah, that's why I'm just saying submissiveness. All right, solid. Y'all about to have me jammed up out here. But you said being submissive, right? You said quiet. Go ahead, coming out. Obedient, right? I'll take all that, right? That is very true. The number one thing you should look at to a woman is first, she's single, right? She's single, and she is quiet. She is a silent woman. A woman that wants to learn and not teach. You understand? Someone who wants to learn. Someone who can be humble and feminine. That is a number one thing. To another number one, feminine. Be soft, be sweet and kind. That is a woman's biggest strength. You understand? A woman, listen, there was a time where a woman should use her attitude and her neck rolling and her how you say that? She should use that thing she has that she uses on you, right? That attitude and that neck rolling and that good arguing. There's a time for her to use that, but it shouldn't be with you. It should be with bill collectors and people who are rude and disrespectful, right? And white people are rude and disrespectful. That's a good time to use it. But the other thing she should save for you. All that feminine spirit, that's what you should go get. That's what you should have. And that's the thing you got to look for in a woman. And a lot of brothers start to look at women as objects, right? What is an object? Go ahead. Yes, look up object. Look up object real quick. What I mean by that, so I can break it down.
The Merriam-Webster definition of object: something material that may be perceived by the senses, something that, when viewed, stirs a particular emotion, something mental or physical toward which thought, feeling, or action is directed.
There you go, right? So now you look at this woman and you look at her as an object, something that you just want to use, right? Use for sex, use for money, and those things will come with a woman. You understand, right? Now you don't have to get a woman that, like, you don't. Okay, the reason why you should want a woman shouldn't be just to use what she has, right? Because really you're using each other. You're using each other already. If you use each other with love, is good. But really you should find a woman who can bring more to your, I want to say table, bring more to who you are. You understand? They can how you say, I guess it's complete. They can complete who you are fully and give you more assets, right? That's what you want to look at her as for, right? So if you're getting a woman and she's hindering you more than she's helping you, you got the wrong woman. You understand? You need someone that's gonna what? Push you up and not bring you down. Y'all with me? So she has to be an asset, and not something that can be, oh, I need this or I need that. Like, she's gonna give you that. That's gonna come with it. But it can't be something that holds you down and anchors you down. You got to be able to move with that woman or without her. You feel what I'm saying? When I say move with her, she's gonna go with you, or she's gonna hold down the fort while you're gone. Someone who can handle business when you're not there, but still be you when you're not there. You feel what I mean? The whole reason you get a woman is to be like, okay, you'll be me when I'm gone. This is how I want my kids to be raised, and you're gonna do it this way. You get what I'm saying? That's someone that's an asset. That's someone that's a team player. That's someone who's gonna help your life and not bring your life down. So when you look for a woman, you don't want to look for someone who's gonna stop progress. You want someone that's gonna be progressive. You understand? That's what you want to go for, right? And the same for a woman. You want to look for a brother that is going to progress your life, that's going to help your life, right? A lot of women are in position to help men. Some men just need somewhere to lay their head. You understand? Some men just need somewhere to lay their head. And once you give him a place to lay his head, he might go wild and crazy because he got somewhere to lay his head. Now he can be a man. Now he can, get some food in his stomach. You know what I'm saying? You want to help that brother out that way, and he can give you all the guidance, all the leadership you need, all the empowerment you need, and he can make you feel like a woman. Women need to feel like a woman. How do women feel like women? With a man. You get what I'm saying? A man can make a woman feel great about herself. Listen, women love sex just as much as men do. Women love being held. Men don't. I don't know about y'all. I don't like being held. I'm not a baby, but women are like babies. You get what I mean? And that pillow can't do it for her. She needs arms and a heartbeat and warmth. And when you get at her, now she'll give you the world. You understand? If you pick the right one, because there's women out there giving that to every nigga every night. You understand? And that's the woman you don't want to choose, right? So take me from there, right? Give me a woman precept. Coming up. Go ahead, read it for me.
Ecclesiasticus 26 and 25.
Go ahead.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
A shameless woman should be counted as a dog. Man, listen. I ask you, BK, we take shameless women and we change them. You understand? How many of your brothers came in here weak as hell, not knowing what the hell was right and wrong, and didn't find real strength till you came in here. I'm one of them. I didn't have no strength until I had to come in here, and brothers had to show me how to be strong. And sisters gonna have to do the same. Some women are gonna have to come in here evil, shameless, all that, and then get checked into of obedience. You get what I'm saying? And then them women change and become amazing, right? Just like how the brothers come from a low state as well, right? We come from a low state, and then the generals and the captains and the officers over us bring us up. And sisters coming in at a low state on drugs, right? From the streets, fresh off of marriage, 5 kids, whatever the hell their situation is, right? No job, low paying job, just attitude, trauma, sexual abuse. We take everybody and we change them, we form them into something that's gold. You understand, right? So yeah, you're gonna be shameless. And you're gonna be counted as nothing. What does it say? Shameless, a shameless woman should be counted as what? As a what?
Dog.
As a dog. That's how we're gonna look at you. We're gonna look at you like you're a bitch. Listen, I'm gonna say this out love. You're a bitch. Okay? And in order to stop being a bitch, you're gonna have to do this. You get what I mean? And 6 months later, this sister has never been called a bitch ever again. You get what I mean? She won't get called a bitch, right? Or she might get called, and she might get called a bitch, and then she might say, "I was a bitch. You was right." She gonna admit that the times when she's a bitch, because she gonna know she was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we take anybody and everybody, right? As long as they're willing to change, that's the main thing, right? And those are the women that should be given chances, right? Keep reading.
But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
One more time.
But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
You see how easy the answer is? If you're shamefaced, fear God. If you want your problems to go away, or if you want your problems to be able to be manageable, because there's a lot of things too. A lot of women, a lot of brothers too, they might have this feeling where because they serve God, all their problems should go away. That's not true. How many times have I said that in here? 1,000, right? That's not true. When you serve God, you still have to make up for the bullshit that you did. You get what I'm saying? What you're doing in here is obtaining mercy. You understand? You're obtaining mercy. So you still gonna have to deal with that abortion that you did and whatever. Now, hold on. Let me say this too. Christ died for that. Christ died for that. Christ died for those things, and those sins are forgiven. But you're still alive, right? The Lord says this. The Lord says this. You're gonna pay for all those. You're gonna pay for those things, not with death, but with something. You understand? And you gotta look at it like that. Yeah, the Lord died for my sins and all that, and I'm born again. You don't gotta think about those things. But don't think you don't deserve the horrible things that happen to you. You understand? Don't think like that. That's where you get jammed done. You like, well, I'm doing everything right, and this and that, and this is still happening to me. Every time I hear something like that, I tell brothers or sisters, I say, don't you think that should happen to you? Why you think your life should be perfect now? That should happen to you, right? No, we all deserve death, right? We all deserve some type of judgment, right? That should happen to you. You should be okay with that. You're alive, ain't you? Right? Things change like quickly. You're not always in a state of somberness. That's not always going to happen to you. The world ain't against you, but you deserve those things that are happening to you. It's okay. You're still alive. It's okay. Those things will be gone in a second. Just endure them for a little bit. Everybody understand, right? You got to be long suffering. Just like the Lord was long suffering with you, right? The Lord was long suffering with all of us, right? You got to be long suffering with the things that you go through, just for a little bit. It'll be gone. It'll be gone. Just believe, trust the process, right? All right, give me another precept back here. Balakba, what you got?
Book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10.
Proverbs 31:10. Go ahead. Yeah, this is a perfect precept, right? Real quick. If you can find me Karaz's in the Apocrypha, right? There's a precept with a sister. Her husband died. She stayed a widow for a long time. She stayed a widow for a long time until there was a particular time where something was happening to Israel. She put on all her jewelry. She got all beautiful as hell and walked down the street. Oh man, it's in the Apocrypha. I don't know. You might can find it. Just look up widowed wives in the Apocrypha. Israelite widow wives in the Apocrypha. Go ahead, 31 and 10.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Right. So the Lord said, "Who can find a virtuous woman?" Right. One more before you start. I'll score. Find me in the Apocrypha where the Lord's. It's like where the brothers was talking about what's the most heaviest thing in the world. They're talking about wine and you know what I'm talking about, jewelry, and they said it was women. Find that for me. Go ahead.
For her price is far above rubies.
Her price. Listen, a woman's price. A virtuous woman's price is far above rubies. What does the ISUBK call a bad bitch? What's ISUBK? We say that's a bad ooh-wee. What is that in our eyes? Excuse my language for everybody online, but y'all know how we this is how we talk, right? What is that in our eyes? A bad B. What is that? Anybody know? Go ahead. Right, I'll take a righteous. Break it down though. What's a righteous sister? Though? That's true what you said. What's it mean to reverence your husband? There you go. I take all that, right? My brother said it's right. He said this is a woman who's a bad sister in the school. She's the one who represents her husband well, right? She take care of business not only in the school, at home too. Like this sister is one West. Just think about what brothers do to be, to get the praise they do, right? Brothers get to do so much in here, you know what I'm saying, all the time, right? And they get the praise. But a sister that's one West, man, like, listen, you don't have to be the most beautiful woman. You still be a bad sister in here. You get what I'm saying? Being a bad sister in the UPK has nothing to do with looks at all. Y'all understand? You get what I mean? It has nothing to do with looks. Even though you might be beautiful, that's good. But it has nothing to do with looks. It has to do with the work that you do for the brothers, with the work that you do for the school, the sisterhood that you give to all other sisters. You know what I mean? Your love for the school. You know what I mean? All these things, that's what make you bad. That's what make you like, damn, that is an amazing sister right there. She's one West. She's one West, man. It's a spirit of one West. To be a sister that wants to be like that, you have to put your foot in. What can I do for the school? What can I cook for these brothers? I pay my tithes. You know what I mean? I show up. I'm here. What y'all need? Oh, this sister needs help. You know what I mean? Whatever you can do, that's what makes you amazing. You understand? You're in the German Commander Junior Hunter was telling the stories about Jeremiah Hyman's ribs and what they done for the school and all that, right? Like them sisters are amazing. You get what I'm saying? Them sisters are amazing. Took them brothers in and fed them and clothed them. And you know what I mean? Some of these sisters, you're going to have to show up and do that. You get your Hebrew name, you're going to earn your Hebrew name. And some of y'all got your Hebrew names. Some of y'all still working on them. Then there's going to be a time where we're going to need you to help some brothers out too. You understand? We're going to have to get them fed too. And that brother ain't never going to forget when he was in a low state and you fed him. You understand? He ain't never going to forget it. He ain't never going to forget it. And he's going to be the same brother that one day is in front of your house protecting it from any enemy. You understand, right? Where we at? 31 to 10. And one more thing. Stop being a slut out here. Don't be a slut. Don't embarrass the school. All right? You want to be a sister? That's the number one thing that makes you a good sister. Don't ever embarrass the school with your whore like mentality. You know what I mean? Because you need attention from any brother that can look at you. You know what I mean? You need that. Don't be like that. You're disgusting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I would never allow you or want you to be in here because you're gross. Don't be like that. Be a sister who, covers up and is not a whore and fights those demons of wanting to be a slut. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Go ahead.
For her price is far above rubies.
Her price is far above rubies. You think, listen, if you got if you had gold in front of your face, $50,000 worth of gold, and you had this woman right here who was an amazing woman, beautiful as can be, and is such an amazing person, everyone thinks they will take the gold. They say, "I take the $50,000 worth of gold." No, you wouldn't. It sounds good. It sounds good to say though. You wouldn't though. Everyone would take that woman. Just like the story of Jacob and Leah, right? He worked 7 years and got the wrong woman. Then he worked 7 more for the right one. You feel what I'm saying? He worked 14 years for 2 women. A lot of brothers like, 14 years? That's crazy. No, it ain't. No, it's not. I did the math one time on that, right? If you would have gave that cat minimum wage, say a minimum wage was, I think when I checked it, it was about like $9. So this was years ago, or $8. I think he was $110,000 what the brother got, or something like that. 30, 60, 90. No, it was 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. It was $210,000 if you got $30,000 a year. So he got $200,000 worth of work out this brother, and then doubled up and got another $200,000 for the other sister. And that's at minimum wage. You feel what I'm saying? So imagine if you giving the cat like $5 over minimum wage. You feel me? That's another $100,000, if not $150,000. So that's how much work he got of him. Ash.
So like, yeah, time check for 8:49, and I can't seem to find that scripture you want.
Which one? With the sister? Which one?
It's the one where it says, I think it goes like there's three things that'll make it fall.
Ah, damn. If you just text that one, he might know. Go ahead, Crosser.
The sister is Hannah?
Who?
Hannah?
Let me hear it.
I didn't find it. I just looked on Google.
Ashcore, you got it? I mean, Kamada, you got it?
Judith 10, chapter 10, where it talks about the widow.
In the Apocrypha. That's the one. If you got it, tell the brother. Can you find the other precept that Oscar Ward is looking for? I need that one for sure.
Judith chapter 10.
If not, just text Stop He might know it. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Judith, chapter 10, verse 1. And now after that she had ceased to cry unto the God of Israel and had made an end of...
Wait, hold on. Salaki, hold that. Let me finish 31 and 10. Salaki.
The book of Proverbs chapter 31, verse 11.
Go ahead.
The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her.
That's the woman you want, man. Like I can leave my crib for a month if I know my woman is not blowing someone else's ride out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I know that. I'm not even that doesn't even cross my mind. And I still call her like, who the fuck over there? So like, but I say that to keep her on her toes. You get what I'm saying? But I know she never in her fucking life. She's feared God. You get what I'm saying? You got to get a woman who fears God. You get what I'm saying? You got to get a woman who that you know is not that she's scared of judgment, just like you are. You get what I'm saying? That's how what makes a marriage if you both fear God. Now, if I fear God and you don't fear God, well, then of course she's gonna be blowing someone else's ride in any second now. You understand? But you got to get a woman who fears God like you fear God. That's what makes your marriage correct. That's what the Lord blesses. You understand? Keep going. So your heart, meaning your mind, got to safely trust in her. Go ahead.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
Right. He gonna need no need of spoil. Right. What's the spoil? What's the spoil? What's the no need of spoil? Go ahead. Not spoil is not writing in this text, in this context. What is spoil? Go ahead. Yeah, he don't need a whore. That's a spoil. Like whorehouses and brothels was a thing. He don't need that though. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not a sin. It's not a sin to get another woman. You can get another woman for sure. But some cats go get a whore, just like them purple cats. They can't marry no other woman, right? I mean, they're, according to their doctrine, right? What they do? They go sleep with whores. You feel what I'm saying? That's spoil. In this context, they don't need that. They got a woman who does not fear God. Because then women say, if you don't got a marriage license, you're gone. And how can you be married to multiple women? Them purple cats hate it in there, bro. Try to tell you. Them purple cats hate it in there. That's why they're Christian. You think what Jeremiah be saying is lies? Not at all. Everything he said is absolutely accurate about what they go through. Go ahead, Doc.
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Y'all understand, right? She gonna do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Right? Keep going.
Verse 13, she seeketh wool and flax.
Oh, it's like you dropped that. This goes into her skills, right? This precept goes into her skills of what she brings to her household and what she does for her husband. A lot of women are good at making garments. That's an excellent skill, and they make money off it. They make it for their husband. That's a beautiful skill to have. And there's other women who can have another skill. You know what I mean? Everyone doesn't have to have the same skill. The point is the skill does something for her man, though. It's all the value that she possesses in herself to bring to her home, right? The scriptures, the world talks about you got a high value man. Having a high value man, what the hell does that mean? Some cat that makes a lot of money? There's a lot of bozos that make $500,000 a year. There's a lot of homosexuals that make $250,000 a year, whatever. You get what I'm saying? And then there's real soldiers of the Lord that make nothing,
Right.
but raise an army. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead. That's it on that though. Let's read that precept comment I got.
The book of Judith in Apocrypha chapter 10 verse 1. And now after that she had ceased to cry unto the God of Israel and had made an end of all these words, she rose where she had fallen down and called her maid and went down into the house in which she abode in the Sabbath day.
Listen, man, this is a sister. Her name is Judith? Or just the book of Judith? Go to verse 1 real quick.
Verse 1. And now after that she had ceased to cry unto the God of Israel.
Were you starting at verse 1?
Verse 1, sir.
Start at verse 14 and 1 or 3 and 1? 4 and 1?
In verse 3 where it mentions
What chapter are you at?
Chapter 10, sir.
10 and what? 1?
10 and 1.
Go to 9 and 1 real quick. Let me get her name. I think this is Judith. I just want to make sure.
Come on, sir. The book of Judith, chapter 9, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Judith fell upon her face.
Solid. Her name is Judith. So now go 10 and 1.
Come on.
This is the sister Judith. Now, Judith was a beautiful, bad woman, right? According to the Bible. Just like a couple other sisters in the Bible. A lot of sisters in the Bible was beautiful women, right? And this sister husband died, right? Her husband was dead, and she didn't want to marry no other man. She was so in love, which is so right. Like it's so right for a woman to lose her husband and say, "I'm never married again." You know what I'm saying? Like women are built like that. You understand? Men are not built like that. Men can be sad about a woman dying, and men can no problem marry again, and they still hold that woman dear. Like, man, I love that woman. Man, she died. But she was a great woman. A woman is built like different though. A woman is, I loved him so much I could never love nobody again ever. You know what I'm saying? Like never again. Oh my God, it hurts to even love. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how women are built. They're not the same way. Now it's not a sin if a woman was to marry again, but some women are. And they love way too hard, which is not a bad thing, right? Go ahead.
Judith 10 and 1. Now after that she had ceased to cry unto the God of Israel and had made an end of all these words, she rose where she had fallen down and called her maid and went down into the house in which she abode in the Sabbath days and in her feast days, and pulled off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off the garments of her widowhood, and washed her body all over with water.
Right, because it's like, if you could hit me off one time, Oscar. What she was going through was depression. Her husband, right here. It's like it, right here. What she was going through was her depression. Her husband was dead. She was sad. She was in what you would call what they call it? Not a slump. I guess a dump. What's it called when you down in a slump? Is it a slump? Down in the dumps, Salaki. You're down in the dumps. You know, you're sad. You got your big shirt on with your sweats on, your high socks. You know what I'm saying? You're eating whatever. You're not going out. You're in the dark. You're sad because someone you love died. They're gone. So you got on sad clothing. You feel what I mean? You're not trying to be. You're not trying to look nice. You know what I mean? You're not worried about looking nice. You're just worried about being sad and comfortable and under a blanket. The water. You understand? That's what you're worried about. That's what the clothes she was in. Right? Go ahead.
And anointed herself with precious ointment
Mm-hmm.
and braided her hair of her head.
But now she said she had to get up out of that thing. She had to lose that phone, not to find a man. That was the cold part. This is for her nation. This is for Israel, right? So instead of it, she started braiding her hair. She put on some smell good. Oh, she started smelling good, right? She bathed herself. You know what I'm saying? All that. Go ahead.
And put on a tire upon it.
Uh-huh.
And put on her garments of gladness.
Right. So she braided her hair and then she wrapped her head. She put a hair wrap on. Go ahead.
Wherewith she was clad during the life of Manasseh, her husband.
That's how she was when her husband was around. She was beautiful. You get what I'm saying? There's a head wrap when you see a woman with a hair wrap. What brothers, everyone in the school sees a woman in a hair wrap. It's like, God damn, you see that hair wrap on that sister? Good Lord. That's a beautiful hair wrap. That's your instinct of being an Israelite. Because in the world, you didn't see women with head wraps. You know what I'm saying? When you in the school now, you like that head wrap that is a beautiful head wrap. That's what you got to compliment. You can't compliment that. That head wrap is amazing, sister. That is a great head wrap you have there. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And she took sandals upon her feet and put about her feet bracelets.
Ooh, then she put the anklets on her ankles. You get what I'm saying? That's a very beautiful thing that women can do to appear beautiful, right? Go ahead.
And her chains and her earrings.
Then she put her jewelry on, her chains and her earrings. This is a sister now. This ain't no white woman. Y'all understand that, right? How many women rock chains and earrings? That's what black women do, Hispanic women do. I don't really see no Asians doing that, right? Africans, black man. Yeah, come on. They braided their hair. You get what I'm saying? I braided my hair. She braided her own hair too. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And her rings and her earrings and her ornaments.
So come on, man. She put rings on, necklace on, anklet on, earrings on, ornaments. I don't know what the ornaments was, but the ornaments, more jewelry, basically. Right? Go ahead.
And decked herself bravely.
Uh-huh.
To allure the eyes of all men that should see her.
You understand that? To what? To have all the men look at her, in which they did. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Then she gave her maid a bottle of wine.
Uh-huh.
And a cruse of oil. And filled a bag with parched corn.
Mm-hmm.
And lumps of figs. And with fine bread. So she folded all these things together and laid them upon her.
Go ahead.
Thus they went forth to the gate of the city of Bethulia.
Uh-huh.
Bethulia, and found standing there Osias.
Uh-huh.
And the ancients of the city, Chabriz and Charmiz.
If I'm not mistaken, you can stop right there. If I'm not mistaken, she did all this as a distraction for her enemies. You understand? If you read on, this is for her enemies can look at her. You get what I mean? So I think it was for someone else to attack them. You could read on when you get some time, but the point was how beautiful she got. You understand? This is a righteous sister. Y'all read on your own time, all right? Go ahead, the water. Where you at now? Let's move to the next precinct. What you got coming out? What you got?
That was it on that side. I'm still looking for the one where there was debating.
Now the brother got it. Yeah. Edges, right? Read, what is it? Edges and what?
First Ezra's.
Is it 1 and 4?
4 and 14.
4 and 14. Let's go. 4 and 14. Edges 4 and 14. All right. What is the most strongest thing on the face of the earth? We're about to realize it. We have to read it right now in the precepts.
God. The book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 14.
Go ahead.
O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them?
Uh-huh.
Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by the sea
No.
and land.
Stop right there. Go a couple verses up when the cast was talking about what's the powerful thing. They went straight to the answer. The answer is women. That's the most powerful thing on the face of the earth. But what the other cat said, you got it crossed out? You got your hand up? Are you stretching? Go a couple verses up when they said gold is or wine is, right? Might be like verse 11 or 10.
So like it starts in chapter 3.
What he said? What they said? What it is?
Yeah, well, on 3 and 24 it says, "O ye man, is not wine the strongest?"
There you go. Read that. Start for there. 3 and 24, and then read what the second brother said, and then jump up to 14. All right.
So like Malak was gonna read, or you want me to read it?
Read where you got it.
Come.
But like my whole 4 and 14. Go ahead.
The book of First Ezra, 3 and 24, in the Apocrypha. O ye man, is not wine the strongest that enforceth to do thus? And when he had so spoken, he held his peace.
Uh-huh. Right. 24. They say, is wine the strongest? No, it's not. Right. He held his peace. Go ahead. 25. Verse 1.
4 and 1. Then the second that has spoken of the strongest of the king, of the strength of the king, began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength, that bear rule over sea and land, and all things in them?
Go ahead.
But yet the king is more mighty.
The king, he said the king is more mighty. Christ, give me 1 Kings 11 and 1. Go ahead.
For he is Lord of all these things.
Go ahead.
And had dominion over them.
He said the king is the strongest. Wine is the strongest. The king is the strongest because he's the Lord of Lords and he has rulership over everything. Go ahead.
And whatsoever he commanded, them they do. If he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains.
You understand?
Walls,
so he's giving his account on why the king is the strongest, right? But jump up to what verse you at? 4? Go to 7.
Verse 7. And yet he is but one man, and he command to kill. They kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant.
You understand? So he's breaking it down on why the king is the best, right? He's saying the king is the strongest because at his very command, everything can happen. This can happen. That can happen. He says kill. He said kill. They got mercy. He said mercy. You get what I'm saying? He said that's why the king is the strongest, my Lord. That's why. Go ahead.
Verse 10. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down, he eateth and drinketh and taketh his rest. And these keep watch around about him.
You understand, right? So now take me to the third answer. Malakma, you got it? Start at verse 13.
First Ezra 4 and 14, 4 and 13. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of truth, this was Zerubbabel.
Zerubbabel.
Began to speak.
And remind me about this next week too. We're gonna talk about separation, right? I wrote this. I wore this shirt. It says holy, peculiar, something else, right? It's all about separation. This brother has an excellent story on him, Zerubbabel, right? This is a brother in the Old Testament, similar to Daniel. Was living in was living in as a second class citizen, like I we're living in today, and he built a temple to the Most High. You get what I mean? And he told the heathens that they could not help us build this temple. You understand? He straight up told them. He said we should build alone, us and us alone. Like y'all can't touch the stones to build this temple. Y'all gonna defile it. You feel me? And he said this. And it's a good separation story that we can read next week for sure. I just remind me. I know I got to go on my notes and find the precept, but it's excellent. Go ahead, though.
Come, verse 14. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men.
Right. He said it's not the great king or the multitude of men. Go ahead.
Neither is it wine.
Neither is it wine. Go ahead.
That excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them?
Who is it? Who is it then that ruleth them or men?
Or hath the lordship over them?
Go ahead.
Are they not women?
Are they not what?
Are they not women?
Are they not what?
Are they not women?
Go ahead.
Verse 15. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by the sea and land.
Keep going.
Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyard, from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men.
Listen, let me stop you right there. What the brother about to bring out is so heavy in the precept, but I'm gonna give it to you in today's example. What is more important to a woman to a carnal man? I mean, what is more important to a woman that a carnal man thinks about? Nothing. A woman is everything to a man. You get what I'm saying? How many wars were started off of women? How many people that we know growing up in our lives that people died over because of women? You get what I'm saying? How many women say, I'm gonna go get my brother? Y'all heard that before growing up? Or I'm gonna get my cousins, right? And now you gotta get your cousin, and now I have to go back and get my gun so I can shoot your cousin. Or I gotta shoot your brother. You get what I'm saying? Like those things happen over women. It's not the sex that only drives a man. It could be, oh, he disrespected me. Oh, he disrespected you. So a man naturally wants to feel like a hero. You feel what I mean? Naturally, he wants to protect a woman so bad that he's willing to kill somebody before he even realizes what actually happened. You understand? So women rule him at that point. It could be a woman that you love. I got you out. It could be a woman that you love. It could be your mother. It could be your dumbass cousin. It could be your dumbass little sister or older dumbass sister, right? But a man wants to feel like he is a protector. So he goes into situations oblivious at most times and goes and tries to protect her and sometimes ends up in jail or dead. You get what I'm saying? Quasi.
Just to add on to what you were saying, I just recently seen this video. There was like a sister from like New York or something like that. She was talking on this podcast, and she was talking about like she was checking like sisters in the world.
White girl. Yeah, white girl. She's black, but they call her white girl. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
And she was checking like the sisters in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all is the reason why these gang beefs and this funk is going on because you talk about how this dude disrespected you and y'all stir up the pot.
Yeah.
And now they beefing with each other over the summer, and then
Yeah.
a body happens, and then now it's up from there, and it's not no going back.
Right. You think this rival gang hates that rival gang because of money? That's not true. It's because this rival gang took this gang member's woman. You feel me? That's why we hate y'all for 30, 40 years now. If you get to the root of issues, they say, oh yeah, they used to be, a lot of gangs used to be together. Right? They used to be the same gang. And then because of this clique and this clique, they had cliques between gangs, and then this woman got took, oh wow, we gotta get them niggas now. It's over a woman. It ain't over drugs. It ain't over money. It ain't over territory. They don't give a damn about that, man. They care about a woman. That's what runs everything. You understand? That's what runs every single thing. What's the most powerful thing under the sun? A woman. A woman, because she runs men. She does. Because men will do whatever for that woman. For that cat, for that vagina, for that 10 minutes of pleasure and that great time. What would a man do? everything. I remember that show. Now this is probably a bad example, but this is the lust that I'm talking about. Same type of lust. Remember that show, To Catch a Predator?
Right.
Remember them cats would drive like 700 miles? You know what I mean? 800 miles. They're gonna meet a 14-year-old little girl, and they be the show. It was a lust that they had. Now, I done got in my car and drove a long way for a woman. I don't know about y'all. Shit, y'all can act like y'all don't do that. Y'all haven't done that. I done got in my car and drove a long way when I know I shouldn't have over a woman. That's how men are for women. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, coming down.
Like last night, and this was on a TV show. I just can't remember what TV show, but it was on War Star. But it was an episode or a little scene about this brother. He's a Judite, and then he's with a Edomite. And then he's been with that Edomite for 4 years, but she hasn't given him like no box or nothing.
Yeah.
But this nigga has spent like 30 grand on her. And,
Oh, this 90-day fiance?
No.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, I don't know if it was 90 days.
Oh, okay.
Or not, but you know, it was just showing how like, you know, she comes and tells him, like, man, like, this is the bill. This is how much my boob job's gonna cost.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how much is it? She's like, well, it's 6. And he's like, damn, like that's a lot. Like, I'm gonna have to stop, you know, paying bills. And then she's like, you'll do that for me? He's like, well, I'm gonna have to. Like, I think it's a little bit too much. And she's like, well, when I thought about it, like, really it was 8,000. She's like, but 600? Like, I'm like, okay, 600 is affordable. And he's like, you can see it in his face. He's like, damn, like, I'm not gonna, like, that's too much. I have to work extra hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like, and then he's like, yeah, I'll do it, you know. But he's willing to, you know what I mean, for
Yeah.
him, like,
He willing to lose his meals. He don't want to eat.
Yeah, and she repeated it back to him. She's like, you want to stop eating this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But he ends up catching her. You know, he drops her off, and she's like, well, you know, I don't want you to. He's like, you should walk her up, but she don't want me to walk her up. I don't know why. She's like, well, I don't want you to walk me up because the dog's gonna be barking. But she sits on the porch, and he sees her, so he busts a U-turn, and he pulls over, and he sees like another car come up and pick her up.
That's the other deposit. You gotta remember, like, that's the other deposit. That's why it's important to check the right woman, man. You know what I mean? I was talking to an Uber driver today. I'm coming back from my slavery. Uber driver goes, man, he telling me how many times he been engaged, right? He been engaged 3-4 times in his life. Got the ring back every time, right? He goes, yeah, I'm glad I never got married. I got my heart broke once when I was 17. Never want to go through that again. You know what I'm saying? It's like women. He said women. He said. What did he say? He said women are beautiful. Man, women would trick you. That's what he said. Women would trick you. You just got to get to the point where you say, "Do I love my life? Or do I love this woman?" And now he's driving Ubers. So you know, it is. He was happy as hell too. You got to find the right woman, man. You know what I mean? You can be unhappy in a marriage, and you're going to be unhappy in a marriage. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna be, oh, I should have, man. I never should have dealt with this woman, man. Whatever. No one's gonna feel bad for you. We're gonna be like, man, that's what's up. You got to endure. you got to long suffer through that. That is your wife, brother. Yeah, you can't leave her. You cannot leave her. You know what I'm saying? I get another wife though, right? Yeah, you get another wife. Hey, if you want to. Had 2 of them things because you're horrible at picking women. You got 2 women just like that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? 3 women just like that. Hey, whatever.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna pick some women, make sure that they good women, man. The Lord gonna send you them. Listen, you might have one. You know what I mean? You might have none, but at least you ain't dealing with what damn Hurricane Trina in your house. You ain't dealing with what's that story? Belle and the Dragon? I don't even know if that's about a dragon, but you get my point, right? You're not dealing with a dragon in your house, breathing hot fire. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want them problems, man. You don't want them problems. So don't get them. You get what I mean? If you're gonna pick women, if you're gonna pick more than one woman or one woman, let them be righteous sisters, man. Let that come with the Lord give you. The Lord go. Now you're gonna have to put your faith out there if you want some women. You understand? But let your work that you learned in here speak for yourself. I'm gonna be like, when you pick a woman, I'm like, okay, that brother was listening. That brother was listening. You know what I'm saying? I tell brothers, don't marry that sister. And then brothers marry their sister, I'm like, well, sorry, Christ. I love you. I love you. You know what I mean? I want you to be happy. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to deal with it. You know what I mean? And I expect you to be a man about it too. You understand, right? I expect you to be a man about it because this is stuff we go over, and this is classes that we teach all the time. Because picking a woman is damn near the most important thing under the sun. You understand, right? Where we at?
Verse 17.
Keep reading.
Come. The book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 17.
Uh huh.
These also make garments for men.
Uh huh.
These bring glory unto men.
Keep going.
And without women cannot men be.
Solid. Stop right. One more time. Without women, what?
Cannot men be.
Men can't be here without women, man. Yo, listen. Your father seen your mother, and he said, "Ooh, we." Like, think about this. How many times have you had sex with a woman, right? You can have sex with a woman, but there is sex with a woman where you don't pull out. Y'all, I don't know if y'all really hearing me when I say this. Because there's sex with women when you pull out. Y'all understand, right? There's a pull out, and you're like, it's like from my But what I'm saying is, when you pull out, give me the story of David. Give me that precept with David when David told that sister that he's gonna have all the handmaids after he was dancing and his rod slipped out his underpants. You know what I'm talking about? In the battle, right? He came back and he was dancing. Nigga was crumping. And when he was dancing, his rod had slipped out his jaw. You get what I mean? And then his wife got mad. This is Saul's daughter got mad at David, and David checked her. You feel what I mean? Pull that precept from me, Kwame, if you could. But what was I saying? So like remind me. Pull out game, the water. So your father seen your woman, your wife, Salakia, y'all your wife. Goddamn. Your father seen your mother and said, damn, I'm gonna have sex with her. And he's not gonna pull out. So y'all understand what pulling out and pulling out is, right? Because when you don't pull out, you're saying to yourself, this is a woman I can have a child with. You hear what I'm saying? If you pull out, you're like, I don't want no babies with her. You feel me? But if you don't pull out, you're like, this is a woman I can, I don't mind. It's whatever. You get what I mean? Now accidents happen sometimes, and it is what it is. But he said, I'm not. If you have sisters and brothers, it is what it is, right? So he had sex with your mother and said, hey, this is what it is. We in there. You get what I mean? So now you go from there. Now you're here, right? Thank God. Thank your father for your mother, seeing your mother, because now the brother just said what? Men became from women. Right. Without women, men cannot be. That's what scripture said, right? Keep reading. You got it, Quan? Go ahead. Yeah, you malakma. Keep reading.
Yea. Verse 18. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and in beauty?
You understand that? You gathering together gold and silver. Do they not love women that is comely together in what?
In favor and beauty.
In favor and beauty. Hey man, you can get all that gold and silver together, no problem. Most men is gonna take that woman, man. They want that money. That money is great, right? The money is the thing you should choose. But most men is going to grab that woman who has favor. Because a woman, remember we talked about the analogy earlier, right? The analogy earlier was, you gonna take $50,000 or you gonna take this bad woman? What you gonna take? Now the cat's like, I'm gonna take the 50,000. I'm gonna take the 50,000. Okay, no problem. This woman is worth about, what did we say that minimum wage was for 7 years? 210,000. She worth like more than that though. You feel what I mean? The cat is choosing her, not because he knows she's worth it more, because his lust for women, a beautiful woman on top of that. You get what I'm saying? This woman who has skills and can increase his life. He's choosing her. He's choosing her. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 19. And letting all those things go, do they not gape and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her?
Solid. You gotta go. You all can read that on your time, right? Let me get this next precept. Can you tell the brother what precept it is, Captain Quan? Hold on. You got it? Coming up. 2 Samuel. Comment, I read it loud, Bobby Show.
The book of 2 Samuel 6 and 14.
Uh-huh.
And David danced before the Lord with all his might.
Man, David danced before the Lord with all his might. He coming back from a war, man. He like, hell yeah, we killed them homosexuals. We killed them, eat them, or our enemies. You dig what I mean? Hell yeah, I'm a dance. So in my mind, that's crumping. If he's dancing that hard, it was crumping. You get what I'm saying? Y'all remember crumping? That might be too young. I don't know. Are they too young for that, Quan? I didn't know. Common, I don't know what crumping. Malak might know what crumping. I don't know about Karatazar. This brother for sure. He look at me bewildered. You know what crumping is? All right, no sweat. Kind of like what jerking. Hey, wait. What's the dance they got today? They got a lot. They got dance every week on TikTok. I don't know what dance they got now, but it was crumping in my era. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tommy. Nah, they wasn't doing the clowning. It was if David was dancing, this was crumping. Yeah, that was that time. They was ballet for sure. So he was dancing so hard. You feel me? Rod slipped out. Go ahead.
Come on. And David was girded with a linen ephod.
Yeah, this is what you would have under your garments. Similar to what are them thermals called? Long Johns. Similar to Long Johns, right? Go ahead.
So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet.
Right. Kwam Yashala. You know what I'm saying? Like Kwam Yashala, the trumpet going crazy. They going crazy. They won. It's like winning a game. They just killed their enemies. Go ahead.
And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window,
right,
and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord.
Yeah, leaping and dancing before the Lord. She out there. Let's imagine like a castle, and she's seeing from the thing, and she already know her husband is a killer. She already know he do this all the time. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like a lot of brothers. Like I was talking to the brother today. I was talking to Captain Wild Quad today. Funny, right? We was talking. I'll share a quick second, and we was like, yeah. You get a lot of praise for the brothers. The brothers love you for sure. But you know who don't give a damn? We were talking. You know who don't give a damn? Your woman don't give a damn who you are. You could be, oh man, Most High in Christ, good to see you to whatever. Then your woman, she don't give a damn what your rank is. You a regular. She don't give a damn about none of that. And that's how the sister felt about David. David is a cold killer. She don't care about none. That's her husband to her. You understand? She like, yeah, I don't care if you killed 100 niggas. What you doing? Right? Go ahead.
And she despised him in her heart.
She despised. She hated the whole Israel. Like King David, wow, you're amazing. You are a protector. You are a killer. And she hate this nigga for dancing. He dancing hella hard. She hate this man. Why you dancing? Cause she in her mind, you want all these bitches to see you, huh? You all these bitches. You want all these bitches to look at you, don't you? You just a nasty nigga. Go ahead though. It's gonna go there. I'm jumping ahead. It's gonna go there. Go ahead.
And they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in his place. And in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord.
Keep going.
And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord of hosts. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel.
Go ahead.
As well to the women as men.
So he was giving everybody their love. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with everybody. When you were a king, right? You gotta what they call politics today. But this is genuine love, though. You know how Commander General Yohana was, everybody was showing love, right? Everybody that graduated, man, listen, I'm going to tell you like this. In other organizations, you don't get an organization where you go talk to the head, the man in charge. You don't get that. You don't even see the nigga. You get what I'm saying? He's standing there waiting for y'all to come up with a big ass smile. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that shit. That's what King David had to do. He's in charge of Israel. He got to go. There's a high priest ahead of him. Don't get me wrong, but he had to go. He got to go say thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all. You know what I mean? That's what King David was doing for the nation. And his wife is angry because in her mind, he got to come see her first. That's not how it worked, though. You understand? And that's any sister married to a soldier in the UPK. That's not how life works. You understand? When it's UPK, it's UPK. When we together, nothing else matters. You understand? Like all that, we can do that at home and on another time. This is UPK business note right now. This ain't about you, right? That's what Passover is about, not you. You understand, right? Keep going.
To everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh.
You understand that? You giving everybody a cake of bread and some meat, man. Go ahead.
And a flagon of wine. So all the people departed everyone to his house. Then David returned to bless his household. And Michael,
and King David came where to do what?
Bless his household.
To do what?
Bless his household.
Man, why you think niggas act like the way they do? Salakia. Kwam, go ahead.
I was gonna say too, like, and this was so righteous because before he made sure to take care of his brothers and sisters before he even came to his household. So if she was looking in the spirit of this man is, a brother, she would have disregarded everything. But that spirit of vain and I'm angry and I'm upset, and you thinking I'm doing this to be seen, she's missing the bigger point.
Precept. Cross that.
Is it the one where Christ put the brothers before his family?
That's on point, but that's not the precept. When I say you're gonna be mad. Anybody wants to give it a shot? It's not that deep. I tell you, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness. You get what I'm saying? You gotta do your work first before you can do the things you want to do. You understand? That's the whole point of life in the UPK. Of course, you want to do what do you want to do? You want to be home with your woman and your children. That's what you want to do. That is an amazing place to be. But doing what you want ain't the way of life. You understand? That ain't our way of life. Doing what's the Lord requires is what we need to do first at all times. And the Lord requires you to be with your nation before you go get the pleasures of being a man. You understand? And that's what David did. David did what was right. So he came home, and the scripture said to bless his home. You hear that, right? Now it's time to bless my home. Malakma. Come on, because if you go get it in with her, now you can't come around. You hear me? You went to go make sure everything was Tawab because you're clean. You can be around the nation. Because when you go home, now it's time to bless that box. If you bless that box first, I got to see y'all sundown. Well, damn, why you couldn't do that after? That's why you got to go to camp first, right? And then you go get unclean. You feel what I'm saying? I think the sun be going down. Well, camp is in the middle of the day, so you can't do nothing. But you get on me? That's the reward. The work is gotta get to camp. The reward is I'm about to go crazy tonight. And I deserve it. Y'all understand, right? So now you go bless your home. You know what I mean? But deal with the people first. Go get with the people. Go get with your loved ones. This is your nation. This is how our nation gonna grow and build. And then go bless your home later. You get what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, "How glorious was the king of Israel today."
Right. So now she's being sarcastic. She said, "Oh, how glorious was the king of Israel today? Oh, you was so amazing. Oh, you was just God's favorite child, wasn't you?" Right? Go ahead.
Who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaid.
Right. So, and mind you, he was doing this in front of every soul, everybody, dancing and having a good time. But her mind, she said, "You did that in front of them bitches, didn't you? You know your rod fell out, didn't you? You ain't know that, huh? Oh, you was too busy dancing. Yeah, all the bitches seen your ride. By the way, that's how she coming at the king of Israel. That's how he said you go home. Your rank don't fucking matter. I'm trying to tell you. Excuse my language. You think your rank matter? She coming at the king of Israel like this, huh? Go ahead.
In the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself.
Right, as one of them vain, if I'm one of them low people. What you with them low cats that show your rod to anybody? Go ahead.
Verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before the Lord.
It was David. Now David said, hold on. And this is something I want y'all to do too. Y'all know what I mean? This is something I definitely want y'all to do. This precept is the reason why I talk the way I talk when I'm in an argument. You understand? Because you got to put a woman in her place. And you got to put a woman in her place with the spirit of the Lord. You understand? Got to put a woman in her place in the spirit of the Lord. Read it again from the top.
Come on. Verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before the Lord.
It was before the Most High. Keep going.
Which chose me before thy father.
Which chose me before thy father. He chose me over your father. Go ahead.
And before all his house.
And before all his house. Meaning more of your father's family. And Jonathan, which I love. Go ahead.
To appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord. Over Israel.
Come on, because I'm in fucking charge. Me. I'm in charge. Why you think I'm doing what I'm doing? I run things over your father. You understand? Go ahead.
Therefore will I play before the Lord.
Keep going.
22. And I will yet be more vile than thus.
And he said, listen, therefore will I play before the Lord. And even that now, I'll be more vile than what you think I was going to be. Go ahead.
And will be base in my own sight.
And I'm going to be even more disgusting in my own sight. I'm going to think I'm disgusting. I'm going to think I'm nasty. you think them handmaids, them handmaids see me and they see my ride on desert. I'll be more crazy than that. I'll be more wild than that. Go ahead.
And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of, of them shall I be had. Of them shall I be had in honor.
Listen, then he said this in plain terms. Excuse my language. He said, and the bitches you was talking about, yeah, I'm gonna smash all them. It's like, go on, go ahead.
It's like the cold part. He said in honor. It's like, and they're gonna be happy to have you.
And they're maidservants. They're not daughters of kings. You understand, right? What's a daughter of a king? She's been used to a highly amazing life. These maidservants is poor. Like they're lower, not poor, they're lower level women who when a king come around, they won't say a goddamn word when he goes and dance before the Most High and kills our enemies. And he said, you think I was vile then? What I got in store now is way more crazy than what you thinking. Who the hell you think you talking to? Keep going.
Come on. Verse 23. Therefore, Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no children.
She had what?
No children.
She had what?
No children. Unto the day of her death.
You understand that, right? Yeah, David seen her and he pulled out Akia. He said, he recognized this sister. Is this my wife? She ain't gonna have none of my children, though. She ain't gonna have none of my children. Why? Because she's a sister that won't rock with me in the truth. And I would never put my seed up in her. So she'll have no child by me. You understand that, right? That was so cool. Go ahead, Governor. Yeah, solid. With that, pass the class over to Precinct Officer Oscar Ward.
Israel, mind you, stand, star, and face the teacher. We're gonna give the teacher one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amaju Shabbat, Amaju, Barak. Yahweh Shem Shabrak. Dismissed.